Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into how the very idea of innovation has changed over time. You see, it isn't just one simple thing. It's a whole story of transformation, and it's been unfolding for the better part of a century. So, let's get right into it.
You know that classic image, right? Some lone genius is working in a lab, and then bam! A light bulb goes off over their head, a eureka moment that changes the world forever. But is that really how it works? Is innovation just about one single brilliant flash of insight?
Well, as it turns out, our whole understanding of innovation has been on its own wild ride. It's not some fixed, static idea. Nope, it has evolved and shifted, right along with our technology, our businesses, and our culture.
So, to really get a grip on this, we first need to look past that whole eureka myth. We have to start with a clear idea of what we're actually talking about when we use the word innovation.
Okay, so here's the absolute key. Innovation isn't just about having a clever new idea. The magic happens in the application of that idea. It's about turning that concept into something that creates real practical value, something that actually solves a problem for someone.
And this distinction is super important. Let's break it down. Creativity? That's just coming up with the original idea. Invention? That's when you actually build a new thing, like a new type of sensor. But innovation, that's when a supermarket puts that sensor on its shelves to track inventory in real time and manages to cut its food waste in half. See, it's the application that makes all the difference.
So, how did we get to this modern way of thinking? Well, a management expert named Roy Rothwell actually mapped out this whole evolution. He broke it down into 5 distinct generations, and you can see a really clear progression.
This timeline is basically our roadmap for today. It shows the whole journey, all the way from the simple, build it and they will come model of the 1950s to the super-connected, complex networks we see today. We're going to walk through each of these stages and see how the engine of progress has been rebuilt decade after decade.
So the first 2 generations, they were like total opposites. The 50s were all about technology push. The idea was, hey, our brilliant scientists just invented something amazing in the lab. Now let's go find someone to sell it to. But then the 60s came along, the consumer was king, and everything flipped to market pull. The starting question became, okay, what do people out there actually need? Innovation suddenly started with the customer, not in the lab.
Then, in the 70s, it's like a light bulb went off for companies. They realized, wait a minute, we need to do both. This coupling model was all about building a bridge between the R&D lab and the marketing department. Just think of an e-bike. You've got new battery technology from the engineers, and you've got real market demand for easier commutes. You put them together, and that synergy, that became the new way to do things.
By the 80s, the team started getting a lot bigger. This 4th generation was all about integration. Now you're pulling in your suppliers, your key partners, and even your most important customers right from the very beginning of the process. Innovation was no longer just an inside job. It became this big collaborative effort that spanned the entire value chain.
And that brings us right up to the modern day, the era powered by the internet, the network model. Today, innovation is all about speed and flexibility, driven by huge digital networks and deep partnerships. The whole process is so interconnected that you even see direct competitors working together to solve massive, industry-wide problems. It's a whole new ballgame.
Okay, so that's the history lesson. But what does this all mean for anyone trying to actually do innovation today? Well, let's take a look at a few of the core ideas that every modern innovator has in their toolkit.
Think of it like this. Every single organization is caught in this constant tug of war. On one side, you have to exploit. That means getting better and more efficient at the stuff you already do. On the other side, you have to explore. You have to search for what's next, which means taking risks and experimenting. And here's the kicker. You can't just pick one. The real trick is figuring out how to do both at the same time.
But, it's never that easy. There are always these powerful forces trying to slam the brakes on any new idea. You've got complacency, that feeling of, hey, things are good, why change? You've got a culture that's just plain scared of risk. And then there's the biggest one of all, just the daily grind, the constant pressure to hit this quarter's numbers, which leaves zero time or energy for thinking about the future.
So let's say you manage to fight off those breaks. How do you actually get innovation done? Well, it's not just about creative chaos. There's actually a structured process that's designed to take a fuzzy idea and turn it into something real. People often talk about it as an innovation funnel. You start really wide at the top, just generating tons of ideas in the ideation phase. Then you start to narrow it down, selecting only the most promising concepts. Those move into development, where you build and test them. And finally, the very few that make it all the way through get launched out into the world.
It's a journey from many to few.
But here's the thing. Even a brilliant innovation that makes it through the funnel can just fizzle out if people don't actually use it. And whether they do or not often comes down to 5 key factors.
And you probably felt these yourself. Think about the last new app or gadget you started using. It probably had a clear advantage over what you used before, right? It fit into your life pretty easily. It wasn't a total nightmare to figure out. Maybe you got to try it for free first. And you probably saw your friends or colleagues using it and getting good results. Nail these 5 things, and your chances of success go way, way up. So, we've walked through 5 whole generations of innovation. But of course, the story's not over. It never is. So what's next? Where are we headed?
A lot of experts believe we're already stepping into a 6th generation, and it's all built around one huge concept: open innovation. The main idea here is that the walls around a company are basically dissolving.
This isn't just about partnerships anymore. It's about truly open collaboration. We're talking about companies crowdsourcing solutions to their toughest problems, or running public challenges to find new ideas. The perfect example is open source software, where a product is literally co-developed by a global community of users. It's about tapping into the brainpower of the entire world.
And this leads us to one last really big question. As we move deeper into this era of open, networked, and collaborative creation, what does ownership even mean anymore? When everyone helps build the future, who gets to own it? It's a question that will absolutely define the next chapter in this incredible story of innovation.